to Book Buzz, brought to you by the Peters Township Public Library. I am Ms. Shannon.
And I'm Miss Linda, and we are back in the library bringing you information from Youth Services Department of things to look forward to in April. And if you can't be here, we'll come to you, right?
Yeah,
so we are
virtually,
open.
yes.
We are open and limited services right now still, but at least we are open. You can bring your bodies in and your smiles and say hello, and we can enjoy that.
And pick out your own things. And
Exactly. No, I'm glad to see people back.
Yeah, a lot
no
of the
offense,
kids have been
but we
so
only
excited.
have each other to talk to.
Yeah.
It gets, you know.
I don't know what to say to that, but
Okay,
thank
you don't have to say anything.
Because we're always having a hard time of things to talk about.
Oh yeah, you and I always lack for words or thoughts. Oh, all right. On that note, I guess nothing has changed with us at Book Buzz. All right.
Do you have some buzz bits?
Pandemic or none, or not, you know, nothing changes with us. We are still the same. All right, we are doing Book Buzz bits, things that we think, let me put it a different way, things that I think that you should know, or even if you don't think you should know it, I'm going to tell it to you
She's
anyway.
going to tell you anyway.
I like this one. This is an article that was off of edutopia.org, and it's about Mo Willems, one of the children's favorite authors around here, with Elephant and Piggy and Pigeon. And what he's talking about in this article is about creativity, drawing as empathy, and letting kids do 51% of the work. This article is written by Emily Kaplan, and it highlights the importance of being silly, because Mo Willems believes that this generation has lost the art of being silly, and that parents have lost that too. And when the parents lose that, I guess you don't, you know.
What kind of fun is that, right?
Exactly. Well, you know what? I mean, before I get into this, when you think about it right now with what the world is going through with the pandemic and all the other issues and things that are going, boy, you know, it's hard to feel silly.
Yeah.
You know, but I think that, you know, taking the time with the children probably would help us through all of this, to take a breather and just be silly. So anyway, Mo Willems starts out by saying, I don't think I'm more unique than anyone else. What I want to bring to the table is a respect for kids and letting them create 49% of the work and leaving enough space for the readers to create, the remaining 51%. When people are engaged and actually have a part to play in the story means more. So he uses an example, one of my favorites, and probably everybody that knows Mo Willems and Pigeon, is don't let the pigeon drive the bus. We all know that one. And the audience, he said in here when he wrote it, the audience is never instructed to say no. The fun is in having to figure that out. He said, for me, a good book is a question, not an answer. It's about asking fundamental questions. What is friendship? Why are people the way they are? How do you talk to somebody about, about what they don't like or what they do like? Well, why can't I drive a bus? That would be the perfect one for a little kid. Well, why can't I drive that bus? Little boys into their vehicles and
Big
transportation.
vehicles, yes.
Exactly. So he said, I think with grown-ups, he said, what I'm trying to encourage is a full shame-ectomy. I like that word, shame-ectomy. He said,
Sounds
embarrassment, shame, I don't know, is that up there with a lobotomy, shame-ectomy? Embarrassment is a learned disease that begins to manifest itself in early adolescence. And by adulthood, it can have ossified your entire spirit. A saving grace of having kids is that for the first time in maybe a very long time, there's permission to be silly, and I encourage that. So he talks more about being creative by writing, drawing, singing songs, doing silly things. Otherwise, he puts it like, otherwise, do all of this and you're claiming that you're a creative person, then you need to act like it and do it so that the kids see it. Otherwise, you're lying. He puts, otherwise you're lying and the kids smell a lie. So show your creativity. If you're this, then show it. A lot of my work over the last couple of years has been trying to create situations that allow the grown-ups in kids' lives to be sillier by doodling and drawing, demonstrating the joy in the creative process. If I'm doing a drawing demonstration, it's for everyone because drawing is a physicalized form of empathy, and who can't use a little bit more of that? So I just like that thought. I think right now, this is a cute thought. I think right now, just like I said earlier, just taking the moment to be silly. It's hard to feel silly and to, but he did make a point. The kids change everything.
Yeah,
with
they do.
that. They really do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we were always pretty silly in my house pre-kid, but I guess maybe that's unique.
No, I mean, well,
It could, I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of silly households. It's a blessing.
Yeah.
That's a, I think nowadays there's so much seriousness and everybody's so busy that you're going, you don't slow down to even take a breath and be silly.
True.
One more thing. I'm going to end with this one because this was two things. One is the big influence on Mo Willems and how he's created his characters and what he does was Peanuts by Charles Schulz. That was
Can't go wrong with the Snoopy.
That was the big influence. And then there was a question, do you relate more to Elephant or to Piggy? And he says, I aspire to pigginess and am regretfully more elephantine than I want to be, and thankfully less pigeony than I once was. So I guess that covers it all. All right.
That's so
Mo
funny.
Willems,
Yep.
we're going to be silly.
Yep. We are pretty silly in this.
Yeah, I was
in this
gonna
part of
say-
the library. I can't speak for the rest, but
No.
in our corner, we tend to be.
We're out there.
Yeah,
We're definitely.
we reached the silly quota.
Yeah.
But Mo Willems was, when the pandemic first started, he was doing those free little videos to teaching the kids how to draw his characters, and they're still on YouTube, and I highly recommend them, even for like adults. Like one day it was like a rainy day or whatever, and our caregiver did it with Lucas and her son, and he came home with all these pictures, and like he did such a good job. And Lucas is not. He doesn't have any much drawing skills.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and say that. He's got talents in other things.
But that's exactly what
like
he's saying.
Yeah, he did really good
Exactly.
job. Like, and like, as he goes through and shows them, so I highly recommend looking those up on YouTube.
I could use that. I can't draw to save my life.
Yep.
Good. Okay.
All right, well, let's move on. So, we're in April, so we are starting our spring programming. I can't believe that we're now in spring. It's been a full year of virtual programming now for the Peters Township
Can I
Library.
say just two words? Thank God.
Thank God for spring. Yes. And it's right now
We've
we're
survived.
filming. The sun is shining. It's
Yep.
beautiful outside.
Absolutely. That is a huge piece in our psyche.
Yes, and talking about being silly and people being like so uptight and things right now, I think now that the weather has broken, everybody, adults and children alike, can get outside of their houses and
Absolutely. And forget about
and
everything for a while.
for sure. So with that being said, yes, we're on our full year now of virtual programming, which is hard to believe. But we're going to be starting up all our spring stuff, and we're doing a little bit, some things bringing back from the fall and the winter, but some things we're twisting up a little bit. One thing we are bringing back is the calendar time, so you can join me every weekday for a little calendar time. It's usually around 5-minute video, sometimes longer, depending. And it's longer depending where we are in the month, because sometimes we've got a lot more counting to do to get to that date.
True. Very true.
But anyways, so it's a lot of fun, basic counting skills, letter sounds, letter recognition, a lot of those preschool concepts and kindergarten concepts too, that we do every Monday through Friday. Those go up on our on our Facebook page at 9 a.m. weekdays, but they all live on our YouTube page always. So if this is something better for you guys to watch when you're eating your breakfast at 7 or before dinner, whatever. Like the calendar, it is time sensitive because, if you want to talk about Tuesday on a Thursday, that's your own decision.
Cool.
But
Still learning new things, just on a different day. Yeah.
So we have that coming back up. And then we're starting something new. We're going to try out in April. It's a teen virtual game night. We found a online platform that does not require that's a safe, secured platform that does not require any subscription services or anything like that, where you can get invited to play different games with your friends, but we'll be overseeing it and doing it through Zoom, so we can have discussions and stuff going on simultaneously of playing these games. Now, it's because of branding and stuff, they couldn't use the actual name of the game. So there's one that's totally Uno, but it's called Solo. So that's on there, and there's some different Dungeons and Dragons style games. What?
Nothing.
I didn't say the name, right? Exactly. Hey, I'm not the one.
But it's just amongst ourselves,
right?
Right.
Yeah. But so anyway, we're gonna try that. It's on April 8th at 7 o'clock. So. You do have to register for it because we're going to give you a link and we'll be emailing you directions on how to join us on that platform. But something different, a nice game night with friends, and something adults might enjoy too. We can even change it into an adult program at some point. But for now, teen virtual game night, 7 o'clock, April 8th.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I like games.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. All right, then moving on. I filmed this one episode yesterday, as a matter of fact. One Mindful Moment is back on Monday mornings. So that'll start this Monday at 9 a.m. So it's geared for children, and it's to get them to start their week off feeling good and hopefully holding that thought through the whole week. And this will be every Monday morning. There'll be a different one. And I will tell you, the first one that I did is major breathing. So that's the big point of that. Bedtime story times. Well, these used to be lunchtime story times. We will no longer be showing these at lunchtime. We are going to do it at maybe even right before your child's bedtime. What starts next week. Is it
7 o'clock?
7 o'clock? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I put the wrong time on here. But it is 7 o'clock. And a lot of kids at that age do, start winding down. Mm-hmm. So, sit back and enjoy one of
Ideally.
Huh?
Ideally they do,
Ideally.
Right?
In a perfect world, your child might be slowing down and getting ready for bed. And we can get them there by offering a bedtime story time.
Yes.
All right.
Very cool. Okay. Excuse me.
Go.
Okay, so we are, for teens, we've been doing a lot of, for all ages, we've been doing a lot of different kinds of take and make activities. And we have I'm really excited about the one we have coming up here in April. We found in our great clean out a whole case, I don't know why, of light switch plates.
Oh, yeah. I remembered that when we did that project 100 years ago.
Well, we're doing it again.
Yeah.
So we found a really cute way to do a Harry Potter one, which Lumos means to turn the light on in Harry Potter
right.
1. So we're gonna, with our Cricut, we're gonna create little decals that you can put on these, and we'll give you the directions on how to do it. We'll already have the decals printed and weeded. So guess what, Linda? You'll get to do some Cricut weeding because you love to so much.
I'm so good at it.
And then you'll have your nice little kit with directions on how to put that together. So it'll be really cute little take and make thing for April. And then we also have our Choose Your Own Adventure book club, which is going to meet on April 17th. They read through, we use the document camera so you can see the whole book. They read through a book and then they pause and decide what's going to happen next in the story as a group. So it's pretty fun. It's through Zoom, so registration is required in order to get that Zoom link. But it's been a lot of fun. We've had some really good feedback on it from a couple families. So It's good. And then in May, instead of using the Choose Your Own Adventure series that Miss Cindy's been using, she's going to we have this new Star Wars Choose Your Own Adventure series. So since May the 4th is a big Star Wars time, little twist, we're going to do a Star Wars one. So I think that will be a lot of fun.
I happened to, on this subject, work one Saturday when Miss Sydney had this program going. And I want to say, like, I was really enjoying it myself. Listening to her, how she is engaging to, getting the children engaged with making the decisions and then going back and doing the story over and making the decisions. And she did a wonderful job. So if you've not had a chance to try, if your tween or teen hasn't had a chance to try to
I think it's actually geared towards like
the
more
younger.
like elementary school, because she's using like the
oh, that's
the
right.
in-between
That's
ones.
the younger ones. Okay, so elementary, early tweens. So what? Second, third, fourth, fifth.
Yeah.
She does a great job. I would strongly recommend it.
A lot of
All
fun.
right. Speaking of those tweens, I am going to be having. We'll talk about this again next time. But I wanted to mention our Tween Book Club read for this month is The War That Saved My Life. I forgot to bring over a copy of it, by Kimberly Brubaker Bradley. Excellent, excellent book. And we're going to discuss it on April 22nd, which I'll talk about again. But the reason I bring it up is if you register, the first 5 registrants get a complimentary copy from us. So we'll talk about that more next time, but please register and come in and get your copy so that you can start reading. I'm very excited about this next one. Oh my gosh, we haven't had him back here in so long. This will be the first time that we're trying it via Zoom. I know everything is Zoom these days, but better that than, in my opinion, better that than not having anything and having any programs. And Mr. Pete is a chess champion who has been here once a month. He would come once a month to teach the children free of charge, volunteering his time to teach them how to play chess. And actually, if they already know how, to help make them better. So, but the cool thing is, Mr. Pete is going to be doing it twice a month for us. We're going to see how it goes on Zoom. The first one is going to be April 6th, and that'll be at 6:30. You have to register in order to get the Zoom link. So Mr. Pete will be here April 6th, and 2 weeks later on April 20th. So chess is back.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how it all plays out.
Yeah, me too. I'm looking forward to it and seeing, we might have to tweak it or do things and whatever, but it's so worth a try.
I think it'll be cool, for sure.
Very, very much so. And one last thing on my part here is STEM Saturday. It's always the second Saturday of the month. And the STEM program for April, which is April 10th, and that that's a Saturday, it airs at 10 a.m., I called it Measuring Up. And you are going to get things in your kit about measuring, and a book, actually a fun book about length, and you have to register to get your kit. So get online, register for your spot, and then we'll get those, come in and grab your kit. So again, that's April 10th.
Very fun. Wow, busy.
I know.
So April is also National Poetry Month, and it's also National Library Week, falls the first full week of April, the 4th through the 10th. So for teens, in honor of National Library Week, we're going to have a teen virtual book facing contest. We've done this program both virtually and in-house. But what you do is you take a book, and I didn't really grab a good one for it, but I can try to do my best here. And you use part of the book, like this one has a person's face, and if you hold it a certain way, and you can tweak it with, you're holding, doing your selfie or whatever, to make it look like that book is part of you, or you're a continuation of the book. So or if you had one like this, to try to turn it so that his body and your face kind of connect somehow. If you start looking at covers of books, you can get really creative with it. And we're gonna have a book facing contest. So all you do is just take some pictures of yourself with books as your face, or even I've seen ones where the book has hands on the cover and you can use that. However you can get it to work, be creative. We do have some samples we'll be posting just to give you some ideas. And just email us a picture or even comment on our Facebook page with one for a chance to win a prize. So, fun, easy, way to like think differently in how you look at the cover of a book.
Creative, absolutely.
Yep, and along with that, we're going to be doing some spine label poetry, which is when you take a stack of books, which I don't know if I have a good example of that either.
Oh, that's okay. You can
Okay, but anyway, so you take a stack of books and the titles line up to create a poem or a saying or whatever. So if you pull them around, you can really get creative with that as well. So that's going to be for National Poetry Month. So the entire month of April, you can have a chance to do this. So you can send one to us every single day. You can send one to us once. It doesn't matter. But go through your own bookshelf, come to the library, pull a bunch of books off of our shelves, and take some pictures and try to make a poem or a little phrase using the titles of books.
It's fun. It's very creative, too. I love that. I like when they do that.
For sure. So that's going to be for April for teens.
Excellent. All right. And, of course, in case we didn't have enough programming going on, Tiny Toons, that also airs once a month, the second Monday of the month. It'll be April 12th, 10:30 a.m. You have to register for a kit. And keeping with the theme of Easter and April, we are going to make egg shakers. So you are going to get a kit to be able to make the shakers and play along with some exercises, some kind of fun activities that you can do with your shakers as far as music goes, and and playing with them. So again, register for that so that you can get your Tiny Toons kit. And Miss Patty's back, Mother Goose, Book Babies, so popular. She's hilarious.
Yeah, filming her videos is my highlight of the month, I will say.
Yeah,
I do my best to keep it like she's talk about being silly.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's figured out how to do it to nobody.
Right,
like, to a screen.
Right. And I have to say that it is very different for us.
Right.
Filming our programs to put on air, but we're filming in front of nobody.
Right.
It really lacks, we'd like that participation. We want you back.
Right.
But we'll get there. So anyway, Miss Patty is back. Watch for the Mother Goose and Book Babies segments.
Must register for those too, because we'll send you the links and information.
Thank you. That's right. And then, of course, April, it's a new month, and of course, we have new books. So watch for that. I will be sharing some of the new books that have come in, or will be coming in for the Youth Services Department. That is children as well as young adult.
Yep. Lots of good
I'm
ones.
exhausted. All right. So what do we have?
Well, we do still have a couple days till Easter.
Yep.
And so I want you guys to don't forget, get over to the library and grab some Easter books. Not only do we have ones for a bunch of kids. This is actually my favorite. This is Happy Easter, Davy. This is the one that I did for my Easter story. It's about a little bunny who wants to save Easter, make his Easter extra special for his family.
Aww.
And of course, Ollie's Easter eggs. We love Ollie and the duck and the goose, and oh, so cute. This one's a cute one too. This is Patch's Easter Adventure, and it's about a little boy and his stuffed bunny. Kind of in some ways reminds me of Velveteen Rabbit. And of course, not only do we have just storybooks about Easter, we have crafts, because Easter's a good time for crafting.
Absolutely.
And we have books even for our older kids. There's, Judy B. Jones, other series like that has some Easter stories too. I love this one with her in that funny costume.
Does that remind you of A Christmas Story?
Yes, it does.
Which
I'm not a fan.
Poor Ralphie.
Yeah, Judy B. Jones, first grader, dumb bunny.
Right.
So she does not look very happy to be this bunny. But so, yeah, something fun for all ages. So hippity hoppity over to the library and get some Easter books to read this the beginning of the month.
Absolutely. And since the first week of April is right before Easter, watch those bedtime story time. The theme that week is Easter. So each of us librarians, the four of us, will do a story Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, at the bedtime hour now at 7 p.m. And it's the Easter theme. And you did the Davy one.
Yeah.
And this is the one I did by Natasha Wing, The Night Before Easter.
Oh, that's a cute one too.
Which, when I would do it for the kids, you'd start out, I'd ask everybody, I'd say, how many of you know The Night Before Christmas? And everybody would raise their hand, raise their hand, raise their hand. And I'd say, okay, I'm not going to read that one. It's not that one. It's The Night Before Easter. It's cute. That's the one that I did that'll be, I think my day's Wednesday, that you'll see that. And it's hilarious. And it has the beat and the momentum as 'Twas the Night Before Christmas.
Oh, cute.
It's really cute. And then how he leaves, and it's adorable. This will be back on the shelf. You can definitely come and check out. We have to put some of these back on. Yeah, I was going through them this morning. There's so many gone.
Yeah, good.
know,
Thank you
which
for
is
coming and
good.
using the
Thank
library.
you.
Now that we're open, they can come and grab them, and that's great.
Absolutely. So that's it.
Yeah.
For the first part, because we're going to be back with part
2 to see what's going on the next
All
half
right,
of April.
see you next time.
Have a good one.